Today we're gonna be making egg yolk stuffed raviolo, all right? A little bit more of a elevated dish. This dish is great if you have a dinner party, you have a date that you're trying to impress. This is something a little bit more technical. We're gonna roll some pasta. We're gonna make a little ricotta and parmesan cheese filling. We're gonna scoop that into the pasta dough, and then an egg yolk on top, a lid, cover it up, poach it in water. We're gonna finish it with beurre blanc and jumbo lump crab.
Awesome.
Does that sound delicious?
Yeah, sounds great.
You excited?
Yeah, I'm pumped.
Today I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Jonathan Suarez. I've mentioned his name in many of my videos before. He works for Fortune Fish and Gourmet here in New Orleans, Louisiana. He's given me so many amazing products for these videos, but not only that, I've worked with him since I moved down here, and hopefully we're gonna have an entertaining video for you guys today. First step, Jay,
Okay.
we got our beautiful ricotta
Nice.
cheese, okay? That's gonna be the base of our filling. Now we're only gonna make like 3 raviolis because we don't have all the time in the world today.
Okay.
The only thing that we're gonna put in here is some grated Parmesan cheese and lemon zest with this microplane.
Great.
And a little bit of salt and pepper.
Okay.
So you wanna start that process?
Sure.
Good. Okay. Now lemon. Now what I like to do with the microplane is put it the other way. Put it facing up. You can see how far down into the fruit that you're going, so you don't go too far down to the white, and you can just it catches everything you need, and then you can control how much you put in.
Nice. And why wouldn't I want to go down to the white?
Because it gets bitter. Yep. That should be good. Now a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. One little, how you doing?
How are you?
Good. Perfect. Now
Okay.
give that a little mix and taste it. Tell me what that tastes like.
Right.
You ever make pasta at home?
From time to time, I like to dabble with making pasta at home.
Like homemade pasta?
Like homemade pasta.
Like what, like spaghetti or
Like
fettuccine?
spaghetti, tagliatelle.
You like it?
Yeah, I do.
You good at it?
I am okay at it. I'm excited to learn a little bit today from the master himself.
All right. By the way, guys, if you want to watch how to make pasta from scratch, click the link in the description. I have a whole video on just how to make pasta right here.
That's good. I think it's good to go.
It's good to go?
Yep.
Really? First try?
I think so.
Damn, son. Tasted like a caviar bump.
Yeah, give it a taste.
More cheese.
Italian, right?
Yep. So how long have you been living in New Orleans?
3 years in New Orleans.
Wow.
And I don't plan on leaving. The
Yeah.
food, the culture, the people.
Now, next step is we have to roll our pasta. Pasta, knife. I'm going to teach you something.
Okay.
You don't want to work with the whole dough, obviously, because it's way too big. You're going to end up in Mississippi by the time you're done rolling it.
Right.
So I would cut off probably about a quarter of that.
Okay.
We don't have a rolling pin,
Okay.
but we do have a
Not
wine
problem.
bottle.
Oh, okay, great.
Funny story, in culinary school, I was doing my like practical exam where you need to like do your final test in front of the instructors.
Yep.
Like you tell them the equipment you need beforehand,
Yeah.
and like I needed a rolling pin and I didn't have one. So I just grabbed a wine bottle and I was just fucking using
Quick
it.
on your feet.
It works, it
Yep.
works. So what you're gonna do is take some semolina
Okay.
and basically just roll it out. Roll it out thin enough so that it can go through the machine.
And why'd you choose semolina flour?
It's harder. It's nicer when you're rolling pasta to use semolina than actual flour. It separates better. It helps the like individual strands of pasta separate quicker. It doesn't like stick to the pasta and become gummy in the water, you know?
Yeah, it's got a lot more texture to it.
It does, yeah. And there's different ground semolina, right? Fine, really fine, super fine, ground. So you're gonna get your pasta in, start it, and look.
Cool.
All right, easy enough. Every time you go through one, you make it one smaller.
Okay.
Yep, there you go.
All right.
So now you're gonna, yeah, that's fine. You can use the clamp. Not every time does your bench that you're working on have a space to put a clamp underneath. At Restaurant Gordon Ramsay, they never had a clamp for their pasta machine. For whatever reason, they lost it. They always just used without a clamp, and they held the machine on the bench with a torch on underneath it. Johnny and Claire from Restaurant Gordon Ramsay, they go and open core,
Okay.
and they buy a brand new pasta machine. But Johnny, in his old school way of thinking, he's like, "Fuck it, I never had a clamp. You fuckers aren't going to get a clamp either."
Yeah, nice.
So we had a clamp,
Okay.
but we weren't allowed to use it. As much pasta as I rolled beforehand, see, this doesn't even fit.
Yeah.
That guy really taught me how to roll pasta quickly, and he used to come by, like walk behind me on the bench when I was working, and he'd be like, "My grandma rolls pasta quicker than you," and she's dead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So he used to say you operate the machine like a Ferrari. You can really move it quick, but you have to have like the right technique, okay?
Okay.
So you make it smaller every time.
Yep. Gotcha.
Back of your hand, you start it. As soon as you start it, you grab the machine here, and you go. And then when you pull it out, you go straight back to your hand, and you go down another notch. And if you always do it so that you're always going in the same direction as going out, it's quicker. Like then you're not, going back and forth. This side always comes out first. You grab it here again, you put it at the back of your hand, and you adjust the machine. That went all the way down to 1. I want to bring it down to 3 and then do the fold. So now what you want to do is you need to laminate it. You need to fold it to develop some strength in the dough. So you only want to fold it to the width of the machine. So that is going to fit in here. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You could, if anything, you can go a little bit smaller because the dough is going to stretch. But when you do this, it really develops the strength and it gives you that like nice al dente texture. Okay, then you give it another little roll. Back to 7, back to the top. And again, and when you go through this time, now you're going to feel how much harder it is to actually roll through the machine.
And then al dente, that's building up the gluten. Is that what this folding over is?
Correct. You're building the structure of the gluten. So the pasta has more structure, texture.
Now, is that something I always want to have for ravioli, but maybe not for another pasta?
No, you always want it.
Build it?
You always want it. Al dente means to the tooth. So it just makes so that the pasta is not really soft and mushy. There's actually a little bit of a bite to it. So the other reason why I like not using the clamp is because the dough turns sometimes. So see how this is kind of getting a little bit wet? You can go more semolina. That's back down to 3 again. So what I'm going to do is laminate it once more.
And so since the pasta turns, but when you don't have the clamp, you can kind of move the machine.
You move the machine, exactly. I was just trying to show you a situation in which it was happening. You can aim the machine sort of so that the pasta doesn't get caught up in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great because that happens to me all the time, and normally I have it clamped down, but...
Get free the clamp, bro. I'm telling you.
Learning something new every time.
Free the clamp. If the pasta's coming and hitting this side, you turn it. And then if the pasta's going and hitting the other side, you turn it that way. And you drive it like a Ferrari.
Yeah, like a go-kart driver.
That's right. Feel the texture of it?
Yeah, it's nice and smooth.
See how, yeah, it's smooth, but it's like also harder.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, more like hide or leather.
Right, exactly. 3. This is where I want to stop.
Yeah, how thin do you want to go for ravioli?
Not too thin. Like, I'm not going any more than that. Have a feel?
Yep. Nice.
You think you can handle that?
Yeah, I think I can try at least. Back to 7. Looking like a Michelin star chef in my own kitchen, huh?
That's it, baby. Then you're going to put it through that way.
Ah, I see.
See what I'm saying?
Yep, I see what we're going on here.
So that it's like...
Wine bottle? Perfect. I was getting thirsty, you know? All right.
Now, I like to do that fold 3 times, like 3 separate times. Now we got our jar. We are at the point now where it's time to punch our ravioli discs out of our pasta, put our filling in, put our egg, close our pasta, boil the pasta, and then eat it.
I love the sound of that.
Sound good? Okay, so what we want to do is we want to make 3 raviolis. That's the goal here.
Okay.
All right, now what you're going to do is take this and try to just get probably 2 discs out of that. We need 6 discs total because this isn't sharp.
Oh, we want to cut it out right now.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Obviously, in a perfect world, you have ring cutters, right? Cut to the right size. You can buy ring cutter sets on Amazon, sharp edges that actually cut through the stuff. We do not have that here for today, so we're using an upside down jar, all right? You want to find something that's the size, probably 3.5 inch diameter, right? We'll get you around. Yep, very nice. This makes a perfect dish for Valentine's Day, right? Make this for your loved one who loves pasta.
You love me, I love you, we love them. Valentine's Day.
And we love pasta.
And we love pasta.
What's better is using a piping bag. Piping bag is the way to do this because then you can do a nice little circle. But
we're improvising today.
Give it one of those, all right? Look. Make a little well for the egg. Okay, now a little bit of water around.
Is it necessary that the water's boiling?
No, it's just the closest water I have. If you're not a fan of dipping your finger in boiling water, you don't have to do that.
Okay.
All right. Egg. Yolk. Bop. See that?
Beautiful.
Can I look? Ready? Boop. Pinch right here. The one side. Pinch one side shut. Now use gravity and just pinch it shut and turn it so that it falls in. See? Lining the edges up and pinching the air out. And if you just do it properly, you can work your way all the way around so that there's no air and you have a nicely enclosed ricotta, parmesan, and egg yolk raviolo.
Beautiful.
Do you think you can handle that?
I think I can handle this.
All right.
Gotta make my little well, all right?
Yep.
Now, how's that for ricotta? We want a little more?
That should be
looks
good.
there, huh?
That should be good. Now just try not to go too close to the edges.
Right?
No, I cracked it on a flat surface.
Cracked it on a flat surface.
Look at us. We're like lovebirds right now.
Whoop.
Huh?
Okay.
That looks great, Jay. That looks great. Okay.
Thank you. Boiling water.
No, it doesn't need to be boiling. Do you
Oh,
want to
okay.
use boiling water?
I can do it. I think my fingers can
Right.
handle it.
There you go. Now just give it a little moisten
And
it
all the way
up.
around, right?
Yep, all the way around. Moisten it up a
Alright.
little bit.
And I know sometimes people use egg wash. How
Yeah, you
come
could use
water
egg, you
instead
could
of
use egg wash too. I mean,
Okay.
it does this. It does the same job in my mind.
All right, so then we pinched on one side,
Yep,
right?
pinch on one side.
Okay.
Now pick the whole thing up and keep the pinch facing the floor. And now
Sucker.
just use gravity and your own intuition
To kind
pinch
of
it shut. Now careful
around.
not to press the egg yolk.
Keep the egg yolk safe.
Yep. All right, you're doing it.
I got it.
That's pretty good, Jay. Now, when you're before you finish the close,
Okay.
just keep in mind the air that might be in there.
Yep.
And just see where there might be air, and just like with your fingers, try to just press it out a little bit.
Okay.
Because if you fully close it, then it's hard to get the air out after.
And if the air's still in there when you go to boil it, what's going to happen?
It's just gonna explode or
Break or something
yeah.
like that?
Yeah,
Not have
it's
that.
not what you want.
Oh, look at that. I'm going to make these when I go home now. Now I can't wait. This is all I'm going to make. It's the only thing I'm going to make.
One very important thing about doing this is you can't let the pasta dry. The pasta dries, you can't close it. You go to close it and it cracks. If you're doing a lot of these, say 20 or 30 or whatever, make sure when you're working, you keep your pasta always covered with cling film on the top so it's not exposed to air. Every step that you're doing, cover it back with cling film. So example, you have your sheets covered with cling film. Take the cling film off, put it on the thing, punch your discs, put them onto another tray covered with cling. Because if you don't, the air will start to dry it out and everything's ruined.
Do I need anything underneath the pasta? So
Yes,
laying down the pasta, clean
semolina. Semolina. So like you do like that, you put these on top, but even when you're doing your discs, semolina flour on your tray. Pasta discs on. As you're working, I would do like 5 raviolis at a time.
I think I saw in another video you make ricotta.
I did. Check that video out. Salt the pasta water.
Okay.
Raviolis are gonna go in 2 minutes. The water shouldn't be crazy rolling boil. You don't wanna move them too much. Should just be like medium to high after it's been boiling. So it's a nice, strong simmer.
Okay, just like maintaining the temperature?
Maintaining the temperature, but not so much that you're gonna bop, 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 and crush your raviolis everywhere.
Okay. All right, she's good.
Those are gonna go in 2 minutes. Jumbo lump crab, courtesy of.
Fortune Fish and Gourmet.
That's right.
And Louisiana Crabberies.
That's right, baby. You want to tell the good folks at home what the difference between jumbo lump crab and lump crab is?
It's where it comes from on the crab. So as opposed to having these like smaller pieces of crab meat, you have these nice thick pieces. And blue crab is just, it's sweeter, it's more buttery. I mean, it's the flavor of New Orleans. One of the most prized crab that you can get.
Jumbo lump's basically the creme de la creme. It comes from the back of the crab. These big, beautiful pieces of crab meat. Sweet, delicious crab. We have our raviolis here on the plate. Okay. We got our beurre blanc sauce. All right.
Beautiful.
If you guys want to see how to make beurre blanc, check out the link right here. Jumbo lump crab into the beurre blanc.
Okay. How much jumbo lump we talking about?
3-4 good spoons.
I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah. Little squeeze of lemon juice. Now you want to top that all on top of the raviolis. Nicey, nicey.
All right.
That looks fucking good.
It does look good.
Guys, if you want to see how to make homemade ricotta, I did a video on that. You could check it out. Homemade pasta, there's a video on that, and beurre blanc as well. So check all those out if you want to see how to make this dish start to finish. All right, but let's dig in and try it. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm ready to
All
go.
Good, huh?
Yeah, no, that's good.
What do you think?
It's lemony, it's buttery, it's
Would you serve
It's
it
light,
to
it's
your, would you,
fresh.
Would you serve it to your girlfriend on Valentine's Day?
every day. Tomorrow, tonight, tomorrow morning. All day.
Pasta, a little bit of a texture to it. It's also because it's not too thin,
Nope.
but also because of all the work we did laminating it.
This
Guys,
is it.
follow for more. You're going to love it. You're going to taste it. You're going to think it's delicious. All right. Very straightforward, elevated, simple, delicious. Like, click, subscribe. Thank you again, Fortune Fish and Gourmet, for this beautiful product. Thank you, Jay Swar, for coming on the show. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, you too, bro.
Yep. And follow for more.